So we take the land. No one gets moved from where they are staying. No factory gets moved. Nothing. They are yours. Then we look at where the land is not being used. We'll come to you as an owner. Okay, what is the plan here? No, I'm fine here. What? Okay, let's take this one. Allocate it to others. Before you know it, there are 5 farmers. Each have got their own portion in a land that used to be owned by one. If many people flourish, we all flourish. But if it's one individual that gets to be celebrated for being rich in Lanesia and the rest of others are poor, there shouldn't be these informal settlements that we're talking about. We should have identified land and then allocate it to our people in such a way that they settle like human beings and not sardines. There is no dignity. There's no dignity in how our people are settled. In Alexandra, if you go to Alexandra, you'll be shocked. The situation is so bad. And there is a piece of land just next to Alexandra, owned by Wits University. What are the plans with that land? When Dalimpofu was at Wits, they were owning that empty land. He left. His son, Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, went. Wits was still owning that land. Did nothing on it. He left. Now, Mbuyiseni's son, Ratana Malema, will go to Wits. The land is still owned by Wits. Nothing is being done on that land. Yet, next to it, people are staying like sardines. And don't talk about it because you are going to scare the investors. We must allow our people to stay in that situation, in squalor, because some investor is going to be offended. You know, had we given our people free education in 1994, we were not going to need free houses or social grants. Comrade Carl, 1994 should have been about free education. Rich or poor, every child must go to school and be educated. So, today, we talk about increasing social grants, rightfully so, because there are no jobs and there is poverty. But there is no poverty in education. If you look at there are unemployed graduates. I'm not disputing that. But if you look at amongst the percentage amongst the graduates, it's very low of unemployment, which is a scientific confirmation that education is a weapon against poverty. Now they don't give us education. They give us RDP houses to keep us in poverty and illiterate because they love them uneducated. Educated people are going to challenge us. They will not vote for us. We want them suffering so that when they speak, we give them a t-shirt. When they speak, we give them food parcel. When they speak, we give them RDP. It looks like they speak a lot. We create jobs and call them mapanya-panya. What? Fake jobs of panyaza. But our people, had they been given house and free education, then they will be buying their beautiful houses now. That's why EFF insists on education. We want to make education fashionable. And that's why we say in the EFF, if you don't have matric, you can't go to parliament. We're not discriminating against anyone. We're simply saying you need to go to school. Of course, we've got elders amongst us who can't ask our elders for matric certificate. But if Provincial Secretary Mushe does not have matric, what was he doing all along? Because we got freedom in 1994. What were you doing? You can't say I was being prevented from going to school and. In the EFF, education is what will get you to succeed. We're going to support small business in the EFF because small business is the one that creates jobs. So, how do you support small business? All the food that is eaten at Sun City, what is the name of Sun City? Prison. John Joburg Prison. All the food that is eaten there must be produced here by locals here. All the food that is eaten at schools called feeding scheme must be bought here. What is so special about a tomato from Limpopo? Huh? You want to eat tomato, you must wait for a truck to come from Limpopo to come and give your children tomato in a feeding scheme. We can grow it ourselves here, knowing very well that we've got a customer, and that customer is our school. It's our prison. We always say children must go to school for free. They are not paying school fees. As if school fees is what makes education. No. Education is made by those buildings, by books, by uniform. You give them all of that. You say, no, you are poor, Shem. No. Don't pay school fees. You are poor. But when it comes to buying uniform, they are rich. You say to them, buy uniform. How do you say I'm poor to pay a 200 rand school fees, but I'm rich to buy a 1,000 rand uniform? It can't be. There is some abnormality, some craziness that is going on. You give prisoners uniform for free, but you don't give school kids uniform for free. How do you do that? The people who are saying we don't want to be criminals, we want to go to school so that we become better people. They don't have uniform to go to school. But the day they commit crime, you are so prepared to give them uniform which you refused when they were outside prison. You want a free uniform, come to prison. That's what they are saying. You want free food, come to prison. When our people are going through hunger. So, we want you to know that we are a caring government that is going to support small business and make sure small business succeed, and government does business with the local communities where those institutions are found. So, we must make sure that when we vote, we don't vote with emotions. Someone was saying, why does it look like all these lawyers support the EFF? And then the other lawyer responded and said, because lawyers can think and they know what makes sense. And what makes sense now is the EFF and no any other organization. So be rest assured, this is your home, the EFF. It's a home of Indians, it's a home of colored, it's a home of whites, it's a home of Africans. Even white people are allowed. Here's a white man here. I don't think he's still white because he has rejected that privilege long time ago when it was not fashionable amongst white people to reject such privilege, and joined our struggle. That's why Carl can join. And that's why EFF people can vote for Carl to be very top on the list of the EFF. And they say, why is Carl so top? Are you questioning democracy? But Carl's top was EFF trying to tell white people, we have no problems with white people. That's why we even vote for them to go to parliament to represent the EFF. You know, our people are being killed in Palestine. They want to wipe the whole nation off right in front of our eyes. They have occupied Palestine, and we who know what is occupation should have an appreciation of what the Palestinians are going through. We know when they call an organization a terrorist organization, what do they mean? Because even this ANC was called a terrorist organization when it was fighting for its own people. Nelson Mandela was called a terrorist himself for fighting for his own people. The Palestinians are fighting for self-determination. They want their land back from the occupiers. And what the occupiers do, in return, they kill Palestinians. So we cannot fold our arms and pretend that we don't see what's happening in Palestine. If there is no peace in Palestine, there won't be peace the whole world amongst those who love peace. No any part of the world must be characterized by war. We just enjoyed Eid now as Muslims. I hope as you are eating, you are dedicating also to those children and women who are being butchered. They didn't have Eid. Instead of having Eid, they were fed missiles, guns. Once they try to come together to pray, they are a threat to a certain group, and it kills all of them. Even kills UN staff members. Even bomb a hospital. Bomb a refugee camp. Let me tell you, even if the general of Hamas is in that hospital, once he runs into that hospital, it's done. We can't do anything anymore. You can't bomb a hospital because you say there is Hamas in a hospital. You have to find other ways to get to Hamas without bombing a hospital or a refugee camp. It's not called a refugee camp for nothing. That's why we took them to ICJ. That's why we support that decision. Because once you start bombing UN staff members, bombing refugee camps, you are violating international law. You are committing genocide. That is in violation of international law. You kill journalists. We don't love some of them here in South Africa, but we can't kill them. Journalists, whether you like or you don't like, you can't kill them. If anything, you must protect their freedom to report freely without any form of intimidation. So, why would a Muslim, a true Muslim, vote for DA that supports apartheid Israel, which is committing genocide? When you vote for DA, you are allowing what is happening in Palestine to happen. Because we in the EFF marched to Israel embassy and told them to leave because we can't share a territory with murderers. We only want to share land with peaceful people. We did not end it there. We proceeded to take it into Parliament. And we took a resolution in Parliament that South Africa must cut ties and remove the Israeli embassy. The ANC that pretends to care about Muslims is the one that must implement that decision. They are not implementing it. The support of the ANC for struggle of Palestine is pretentious. It's not genuine. I saw Ramaphosa on Eid going kneeling there, going, look at this one. He's pretending like he cares about our people. You care about the Muslims of South Africa, it means you must care for the Palestinians. Brazil removed the Israeli embassy. Brazil. There is another Arab state recently, I don't know if it's UAE or what. They too cut the diplomatic relations. Yes. So what we're saying is international solidarity is important. We benefited from international solidarity. There were big marches, big boycotts in London, in USA, in Washington, for the release of Nelson Mandela. They don't know. We were born, Mandela was already in prison. We came to join the struggle for his release without knowing his face. That's what the international community did. That we don't care whether we know his face or not. But he's violated because he's standing for the rights of his people. A Muslim that votes for a Patriotic Alliance, that took a platform and said, kill Hamas. You vote for ACDP, that said, we cannot cut relations with Israel. So, Lanesia has got a very good history of progressive struggles here. It cannot be that there is a single vote of the DA coming from this Ward 9. We don't want them here. We don't want them here. Why? They are allowing the killing of our brothers and sisters and our children. Who support killing of children? Who identifies kids as a threat? Even the ANC cannot be voted for because the ANC should have shown seriousness by removing that embassy. They have not done so. All they do, they go to ICJ, International Court of Justice. They are there talking. It's easy to do that one because, you know, the court issues take forever. They are buying themselves time. The immediate thing now is to remove the Israeli embassy. That's when we know we are practically in solidarity with the people of Palestine. McDonald's, you are talking about, received a letter from EFF and said, do you have any product there that comes from Israel? They said, no. We buy our food here. They gave us the list. Said, we believe you. No problem. We went to Woolworths. We said, we know you are selling Israeli food. Only the EFF did that. No any other party did that. Said to Woolworths, do you have Israel food products? They said, no, we're left with what they said the name. Some 10%, give us 2 weeks, we'll sell all of it and then we'll not order again. We said, there's no 2 weeks because people are dying now. By supporting any product from Israel, you are supporting the genocide against our people. We said to our student command everywhere, no lecture or visiting lecture or any teaching material should enter our universities or enter our TVET colleges if they're coming from Israel. We're not saying Jewish kids can't learn in our universities. No. But we're refusing the products that comes from that government which kills people. So, we're making a plea today that Lanesia Ward 9 is a no-go area for those who support genocide. And we are not going to block them physically. We are going to block them through our vote.